Stephen Prodder on politics, political Prodder on Twitter. Yeah, I still call it Twitter. Reasons why I'm not giving Donald Trump money. One, his treatment of women. He has been accused and had civil judgments against him for rape and abuse against women. Nobody that treats women the way Donald Trump has treated women and has spoken about them, including his remarks that came out in the 2016 campaign, deserves my campaign dollars. Second reason Donald Trump doesn't get my vote or my money, his conviction in New York State of business fraud. I recall a businessman associated in Toursville, Iowa, with a lying on a loan application who was at one point sentenced to 19 years in jail. Donald Trump has a $500 million judgment against him for lying on loan applications. You can say everybody does it, but when other people do it, they end up ending up in jail for 19 years until a court finally released our Postville, Iowa victim of government overreach. Next reason I am not going to give money to Donald Trump. He's a liar. He lied about the 2020 election, which he lost, and there's no evidence of fraud in 37 court cases throughout all of his arguments concerning election fraud. Yet he continues to tell the lie that the election was stolen from him, and Republicans are believing it. He also is the leader of a circulation of lies about President Obama's citizenship. Further, he's run a 4-year lying campaign against Joe Biden, saying that Joe Biden is senile and other people are running the government. I think that Thursday after the State of the Union speech, it was very clear when Joe Biden held hours of conversations with people, no teleprompter. Uh, Either I want what he's taking as far as his diet, or the charges are obviously false. But the Trump strategy was very good and it worked. Tell the lie enough time, get enough people to tell the lie, and people will start to believe it. And Democrats believe that Joe Biden has a age issue, and he may have the early signs of dementia, but so does Donald Trump. Ask him 3 times quick who the leader of China is, who the leader of North Korea is, and see how many times he's gotten it wrong. Look at the B-roll footage when they left the camera on at Trump rallies when he started talking about cures to diseases, and don't forget the old bleach press conference about COVID. All right, liars don't deserve our votes. Liars don't deserve our campaign contributions. And if you are, Ben Shapiro, a person who believes in the Torah and the Jewish principles, you should think twice about supporting a serial liar who is a candidate for president of the United States. Voting for a liar, an adulterer, and an abuser of women is not something that I will proudly stand up and do, in spite of any shortcomings that Joe Biden happens to have. Next reason that I'm not giving money to Donald Trump. Well, I don't really have enough. I've got some health issues. I'm 59 years old, and I need to keep my savings in order to make sure that my wife and I have a retirement when my IT career ends in 6 or 7 years, or whenever my health pushes me to retire early. But that's a personal reason. No other reason that it should be stated that I don't give general political contributions because I don't feel I can afford it. If you can, that's wonderful. I believe that Americans should have freedom of speech with their money. Next reason I'm not giving money to Donald Trump is his treatment of veterans. He disrespected veterans, both by his evasion of the draft in the Vietnam era and his use of his family money and power to cook up a fake health condition in order to avoid service. Meanwhile, while friends of mine served in the U.S. military and previous generations served and died in Vietnam, Donald Trump felt he was too good to serve his country in Vietnam and avoided service. He has also spoken disrespectfully about veteran service, most recently his attacks on Nikki Haley, which were unconscionable, unforgivable. Nikki Haley's husband is serving this country overseas and is off limits to politics, and that's the current reason why I'm not giving money to Donald Trump. Next reason, John McCain. John McCain, who spent 8 years as a POW after being shot down in Vietnam, was tortured and permanently injured for his country. Although I thought this would end his candidacy in the August of 2015, it didn't. Donald Trump disrespected John McCain, and he will never get my vote and never get a dollar of my money until he says these words. John McCain and family of John McCain, I apologize for abusing you. Thank you, John McCain, for your service. I thank John McCain for his service. I understand that John McCain's sacrifice is one of the reasons I'm free to make this YouTube video today. So that's the current reason that why I'm not giving money to Donald J. Trump. Next reason why I'm not giving money to Donald J. Trump is January 6, 2021. He tried to overthrow the government. He encouraged, in very carefully chosen language, rioters to attack the government with cries of hanging Mike Pence. Why did they want to hang Mike Pence? Because Mike Pence understood his constitutional duty was to count the electoral votes, not to reject them and try and change the outcome of the election. Mike Pence was a real American hero that day for standing up to Donald Trump, and I bet you he deserves more credit than he got. And what did he get? He got threatened because he did his duty. Well, January 6th was a rebellion against the government. It was an insurrection, and hopefully after this election, since the Supreme Court has held up his trial before the election, Donald J. Trump will be convicted in a U.S. court of inspiring the insurrection and causing the death of at least one police officer in the U.S. Capitol building. I think that's enough for today. So Ben Shapiro, you have every right to push Trump to your millions of followers. And you have every right to give Donald Trump money, but you are shoveling your money down a hole, and you are funding fraud and funding liars and funding adulterous behavior, behavior that if it was done in your Jewish community or my Jewish community would be frowned upon. So Donald Trump is not a good representative of America. That's the last reason today that I'm giving for not giving him money or not giving him my vote. We'll talk about senility later. Oh, I almost forgot. He shouldn't need the money. He's supposedly worth billions of dollars. So why should we give him money? We should give money to candidates who have great ideas, who don't have billions of dollars to spend on their own campaigns. Well, maybe that's a problem there, because he just this past week or so made a filing in New York State Court to not pay $500 million to guarantee the judgment against him for his business fraud conviction, and said, can I only give $100 million because I'm broke? So is he broke or is he worth billions of dollars? I stand with my reasoning. I don't think he should need the money if he's told the truth about his financial picture, but I guess we've never seen a tax return, and we've never seen more than $10 million here, $10 million there, so I may have to withdraw that reason. But for now, we'll go with this. He doesn't get my contribution because he shouldn't need my money because he's worth billions of dollars. And my friend in St. Louis, who raised the issue that it cost him $2 billion to be president the first time, he lost that much money because of his business empire being unfairly attacked. Wait a minute, is that a reason to vote for a guy? You know, Biden made $8 million writing a book when he was out of office for 4 years, and Donald Trump lost $2 billion on his business because he was president. That doesn't seem like a very good businessman to me. I think there's a lot better businessmen who can be president of the United States and not lose $2 billion to their empire. So again, he shouldn't need the money. If he does need the money, that just proves the earlier charge that he's a big liar.